Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Um, Listen, I need y'all to understand now more than ever, God has been talking. And today's live isn't a live where I'm teaching, because I've gone beyond that. But today's live is giving more of a message that needs to be told to the world. Now, I know one day there will be millions of people rewatching these videos and seeing how truly God speaks through people. I have been granted access, and I've been able to have some very miraculous, godly like moments lately. And like I said, I don't teach like that anymore. I got a Invisalign in my mouth, y'all, if I'm talking funny, but I don't teach like I used to anymore. But I still want to speak when God gives me a message. So I'm going to go ahead, turn on Instagram so I can just talk, like, I know I haven't been the only person that's been going through such transformational times right now. I know I'm not. I know the collective is going through, a transformation right now. And that's why I want to talk to you. That's why I want to talk to you. I don't care to get thousands of people to watch this. I don't care to get everybody on this live. I know that this will find who it needs to find at the right time. Okay? So, God is speaking. That's what this live is about. God is speaking. But what I will say is that if you feel like somebody is supposed to be here, then you know what you need to do. Okay? God is speaking. That's what today's live is about. I've realized that my platform, I'm not using it to garner followers. I'm not using it to make money. I'm just using it to do what God brought me here to do. Thank you. And as long as I am focused on that, I know that I will be where I need to be. I'm not moving on nobody else's timing but God's timing. That's it. I'm not moving on nobody else's timing but God's timing. So if you feel like you're supposed to be here, then that's just what it is. Okay? So let's go live. We're about to start. All right. Here we go. What's up, everybody? First things first, I'm going to introduce myself. Some of y'all already know who I am. But what I want to let you guys know in this time, this live is not to sell you on anything. This live is not to gain followers. This live is to simply make you aware of what you've been feeling but didn't understand what it meant. Now, what I mean by this, pass you up. Here, can you just keep it in there? I'm not gonna be on here long. Can you just keep it in there? All right, keep closing the door. I want to make sure I have all of your attention when I do this, okay? So, first thing I have to say is there has been major transformation lately. There has been so much transformation in the air, and it feels like God is really coming through. Now, you don't have to be religious to know that there is something above you creating. And this is Ori, the creative. When you are a creator, and that's a big responsibility. And the reason why we're even talking right now is because a lot of y'all are going through one of the biggest changes of your life so far. And I thought that I would, give you some comfort, tell you what you needed to hear in order to keep going. So, one of the first things that I've noticed about change is that we usually reject the very thing that we want. We always reject the very thing that we want at first. And the reason why we reject it is because it's not familiar. We reject who we are. We reject ourselves. And I need you for the first time to be okay in the unknown. This next phase of your life is not going to be easy because it's going to require you to believe in something that you can't all the way see. And that's very hard to ask of you when you are in this human flesh and all you know is your senses. When all you know is your senses, it's hard to believe and think beyond that. But your senses are just a human thing, and God is not human. You see, when God has a plan for you and you don't follow that plan, that is when hell breaks loose. That is when you are out of alignment. And when you are out of alignment, you are subject to easily fall off your path. But sometimes falling off your path is a part of the plan. I'll shade that. Sometimes falling off your destiny is a part of the plan. You are going to have lots of old emotions. You are going to be grieving. You are going to be grieving your old self. You are going to be crying. You're going to be sad, excited, all at the same time, and you're not going to understand. And the reason why you're not going to understand is because you have something godly happening within you. And sometimes we can't understand God, not in this human brain. So you're going to have to trust. And you're going to have to learn to be calm in the unknown. I know my people on Instagram can't hear it, but my people on TikTok and YouTube, you guys can hear this music, right? Can my people on YouTube and TikTok, can you guys hear this music? Can you hear it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Do you feel the energy that is coming from the vibrations of this song? That is what God wants me to do. And God is asking you to do something that you've been afraid to do, because it's going to take a different version of you. It's going to take a different aspect of you. It's going to take you to be bold. It's going to take you to run towards your fears. You see, a lot of y'all gravitated towards me, and I'm so very grateful to have y'all in my life. And I'm so very grateful for y'all to trust me. But I need you to trust yourself. And I feel at some point in this relationship between me and you became codependent on this information. You know, sometimes we get codependent on information. But when does the information, do you know the path or are you walking it? Do you know the path or are you walking it? There is a chapter ending. A lot of y'all are about to be empowered. A lot of y'all are about to receive. We are in a miraculous time right now. There's a TV show that I want y'all to watch. I can't keep spoon feeding you information. You're going to have to go and trust your own inner knowing when it comes to deciphering things. I can't keep telling you. You're going to have to experience it now. The TV show is called The OA. You know, there is a such thing as traveling through timelines and dimensions. And I'm not going to lie, I am not the same person. The TV show is called The OA. I feel I have jumped. I feel I have become a whole new person, a whole new version of me. And I feel like, you know, those who are sensitive to energy can feel it. They know. The people that have paid attention to me on a deep level, they can feel it. They know. But the thing about it is that I am a reflection of you. So if I'm feeling this, I hope I'm able to confirm what you've been feeling. And I don't know if these two words mean anything to someone, but it's time. It's time. It's time. I can't tell you what that means. Only the person who knows knows. But it's time. It's fucking time. And you're going to have to act accordingly. You're going to have to work until you accept who you are. I've had moments recently. I saw God. I met God. And I get chills talking about it. It makes me emotional talking about it. But I saw God. I met. And when I say I saw God, it wasn't a person. It was a light. And I saw God in a meditation. God is real. God is real. God is real. God is real. And a lot of y'all have been fighting for God. A lot of y'all have been warriors for God. A lot of y'all have been moving for God, moving because of God. And I'll tell you what God told me. God said, you are a warrior. You are a fighter. Everybody has been trying to get you off your beliefs. Everybody has been trying to get you to not believe in what you believe in. And God is very pleased with you. God has been very pleased with you because even when everyone told you not to believe, you still chose to believe. You still chose to believe. You know what it felt like? It felt like I've been talking to y'all about God for so long, and I've been trying to tell y'all the energy of God. And when I met God, all I could do was cry because I was just like, oh my God, you are who I've been telling everyone about. You are everything I've been telling everyone about. And I get to experience you, this ecstasy, this high. You want to hear God? You got to meditate. You got to meditate. And what I recommend, if you don't know how to meditate, I recommend Joe Dispenza. Study Joe Dispenza. Study Joe Dispenza. Because guess what? When you do those meditations, your brain goes into a ecstasy. It goes into this ecstasy. And then you're able to hear. You see, God is talking through so many things. It's just the enemy, the devil. I don't even like to call it the devil because it's not. But the distractions of this world, it stops you from hearing. A lot of y'all can't hear because they've planted so many other thoughts in your head. You can't even hear God anymore. And they've done this on purpose. They made it so you can't hear God. But this is why you have to meditate. This is why you have to go in nature. This is why you have to sit in stillness so you can hear again. And some of y'all are talking so much you can't hear. Some of y'all are talking so much to please your ego you can't hear. God has given me a gift. And some of y'all have the same gift. And the gift is art. Some of y'all are painters. Some of y'all are music artists. Some of y'all are filmmakers. You have a gift and you need to create. Your heart needs to open. Your heart needs to open. Your heart needs to open in order for you to receive. And what I want y'all to do now more than ever, God speaks through music. Music is spiritual. So a lot of y'all are hearing this beat in the background. That's God. That's God. That's not me. That's God. And your art gets better when you allow God. I'm gonna play you something else. I'm gonna play you something else. And I want you to feel.
I ain't gotta lie, but you a waste of time. You a waste of time. And I ain't gonna waste mine. Don't waste mine. You've been on my mind. I ain't gotta lie, but you a waste of time. And I ain't gonna waste mine. No, yeah, you were so divine. Divine. My glass of wine. Yeah, I took you every night. Yeah, you made me feel alright. Yeah, you made me feel good.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but please create your art. Please create your art. Please create your art. You have no clue who your art is going to save. You have no clue what your art is going to do for people. And I'm telling you this because I was running away from myself and my destiny. I was running away from what I was supposed to be doing because I was afraid. I was afraid of who I truly am. And God right now, God is calling all of his warriors and his soldiers to take responsibility and to be who you really are. I am not your typical artist. I am not your typical singer. I'm not your typical producer. I am just working for God. That's all. I'm not thirsty for fame. I'm not thirsty for money. I'm not thirsty for none of that anymore. I was at one point because the world had me confused. And that's what the world would do to you. The world would make you think that you need it. When in reality, the world needs you because the world wouldn't exist without you creating it. I used to focus on money a lot. Like it wasn't unhealthy. But what I mean by this is like, I used to focus on like I gotta pay my bills. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta do this. And when I tell you, like, the moment I stopped caring, I became free. You see, a lot of y'all are more worried about surviving than fulfillment. And that's why you struggle. You're more worried about having that Lamborghini than being actually happy in your life. You know, I look at my life and I'm like, this little life of mine is beautiful. Some of y'all forgot how to find the beauty in life. The little things, just the little color, like just the little things. You know? Somebody said, but you can't not care when you're in a situation to be able to not care. Goddess, you can't tell me that. Because I've been in positions where I needed to care and I chose not to because I refused to become a slave to the material. And when you shift into a new version of yourself, you cannot face the consequences of your old reality. You see, the fact that you think that you can't choose to care shows that you are afraid of reality drowning you. You're afraid. You're afraid of $1. You're afraid. You're afraid. You're afraid. And I get it. But I'm not afraid anymore. When you choose to change, you can't continue to entertain the fears of your old life. I want you to hear me when I say that. They won't experience it until exactly. You know, like, I'm normal. Like, there were moments where every month you're worried about if that bill is gonna get paid. But do you understand, if every month you're worried about if those bills are getting paid, you are a slave to that thought. But the moment that you believe yourself to be someone who's above that reality, you'll start to see things just start to get taken care of in very miraculous ways. Some of y'all don't trust God, and that's why you haven't had your miracle yet. I don't have much else to say. I don't want to over-explain. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to. But you know what you got to do now. You know what you have to do now. And all I ask, thank you, Farm. And all I ask of y'all is to please listen to my music. My music is where God can speak to you the best way possible, because music is spiritual. Listen to the music. Go through my music and listen to it. Every song I've made, I've allowed God in the room with me. think about this beat, I'll tell you what this beat feels like. This beat feels like a goodbye. This beat feels like a goodbye to my old self. This beat feels like a goodbye to the version of me that y'all once knew. This beat feels like the end of a chapter. And it feels like a new season. I've said my last 2 words. Gotta say goodbye. I love y'all so much. All right? You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. Okay? You know what you know. You know what you need to do. All right? Now, what I want you to know is the best way to follow the signs and follow the message is through the music